So you have a crazy week.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare for CMA Fest?
You know, CMA Fest is one of the coolest weeks of the year because it's the week that we can appreciate all of our fans. You know, there are fans who fly from around the world who come to Nashville for this week alone. And I think it's really the time where we can realize why we get to do what we do. Like watching fans stand in line for 3 hours at a time just to say hello to you. It's just so incredible. And, you know, sometimes we get so busy that it's easy to lose sight of that. And so I love CMA Fest, even for the fact of the reminder of how amazing country music fans are.
When you discovered music, you were so young, and you've talked a lot about how discovering music young was so important into the artist that you became. When you meet kids, and especially young girls, what do you do to encourage them? Because we need more kids getting into music, and especially guitar players. We need more guitar players.
So I will say it is one of the coolest things when a fan, especially a little girl, comes up and is like, Lindsay, you've inspired me to start playing the guitar. Because I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Shania Twain and Sheryl Crow and Bonnie Raitt inspired me to start playing the guitar when I was little. And so the fact that I can even, you know, be half of that inspiration and carry the torch and pass it on, it makes me feel so special. I feel that the power of music is endless. You know, it's truly the universal language around the world, and the amount of joy that it can bring into your life, it's just incredible. And so I really do hope that, you know, and Nashville's a good city too for encouraging, you know, the songwriter in you too. And I hope that music can continue to inspire kids to want to bring it more into their life.
Especially like the upcoming generation, because it does seem like with social media and just news in general, things are touch and go day to day.
Yeah.
And it seems like music could be so, like you said, joy and positive.
Yeah. Growing up, music was the consistent thing. You know, you're right. As everything in the news is always up and down, and everything in our jobs and in our lives, and even like with our friends and family, like music was always that voice to me, and always that thing that I could depend on, and I could sit down and I could write a song, and it was like therapy in that music.
Let's talk about country music today for a second. I like when I hear such and such is my favorite artist. I don't like it's my favorite male artist or favorite female artist.
Right.
I think the goal should be like Lindsay L is one of my favorite artists, and you don't have to preface that with anything. But to get to that point, we have to have the conversations that we're having today. And some of those people having the conversations, some names like Lindsay L., Kelsea Ballerini, Maren Morris, Erin Enderlin, Tenille Townes.
Yes, amen.
These fantastic women of country music are the ones having that conversation. And when I say those names, what do you feel when I say that?
I feel that country music is so incredible because it is the one genre where you can have that widespread talent in one genre. I think country music is about the songs and about the message and about what you can really pull from a piece of music. And the fact that you can have Erin Enderlin and Tenille Townes and Maren Morris and Kelsea Ballerini and myself in one format and call it music is so cool to me. I love country music for that reason, because it has the potential to bring in new listeners, and listeners who may not like country quote unquote music, but they may like Maren or they may like Erin, and then they'll listen to the other artists, and it grows the format as a whole.
And it's so positive right now.
It is
like your
so
performances
positive.
are so positive, and this kind of movement that's going on is so positive.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I think that this whole movement, you know, especially the whole women movement, is all about the quality of the music, because that's where it should be. Just like you said, that's where it should stay, and it's really, really good to see it moving in that direction.
Do you still learn stuff about the guitar as you play?
Yeah.
What's something cool that you've learned lately?
I mean, I was told once that B.B. King takes a guitar lesson every single day, and Celine Dion takes a vocal lesson every single day. And so I was like, if both of them can still be, you know, students of their craft, then I have a lot to learn in my life. I love listening to musicians that I look up to. Derek Trucks is one of my favorite guitar players. And so I listen to Derek play all the time. And if I can catch a show, I was in LA the other week and I went and bought a ticket and sat at the back and just like sat in awe for 3 hours by myself. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I love like listening to greats be great at what they do. Or when I'm opening up for Keith Urban or Brad Paisley or Sugarland in the past year, I will watch every single minute of their show, because watching A-listers do work of A-listers, you truly get to pick up on like the little tricks and why they're so good at what they do. You know, you see that the hard work doesn't stop. If anything, it gets harder as you go along. And, you know, I have so much respect for artists like Keith and Brad, and they've built their business in such an incredible way.
Brad Paisley, Keith Urban, they're okay.
I mean, they're all right.
They get
you know,
by.
like they
They know
might,
some chords.
They might have success in this industry. We'll see. Really pulling for them.
Lindsay Ell, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.